Right, we are live.
For the last
Yay!
time of the year.
We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter tonight. And they've upgraded. Well, no, they've released a new feature of StreamYard where you can go live on Instagram, but to have four concurrent live feeds, you've got to upgrade even more. Cheeky
Sodom.
bastards, aren't they?
Cheek of it. Do we not give them enough?
I know exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Right, let's do it.
Oh, my.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On the edge of the box is Madden. Madden trying to manufacture the shot, gets it away, it's there! Oh my word! What a goal from Paddy Madden! The Irishman strikes again! And is that the goal that's going to send Stockport County back into the Football League?
Oh, I'm pretty much just exclusively like potatoes, whiskey, and heartburn by this point. Still less painful than the new Ricky Gervais special, though. So, swings and roundabouts. Hello and welcome to the Scarf Pagara War. Back for the final time this year with your weekly helping of county news, views, and opinion. I thought we were just getting a pod in because there's fixtures and stuff, but it is actually Wednesday. It's like we're in that.
Weird, isn't it?
We're very much in the perineum of the year where. It's not quite the balls of Christmas, but it's also not the arsehole of New Year. That's your level for tonight.
Good level. Good level to start off on.
Yeah. We'll start with balls and arses. There we go.
Yeah.
With me, Nick Lee, and him for the final time this year, Russ Johnson. Hello, Russ.
Hello. It is the last one
Yeah,
of the year.
I like the way all the lights are off in the background. It's very much after hours, isn't it?
It's closed.
I've got a
Closed,
side
yeah.
to go. It's closed. Closed for business now. You've drank the bar dry. How's your Christmas been, mate?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been very boozy, which is why I'm not drinking tonight. This is my first day off the booze. I had a day in between. I think Saturday I didn't have a drink, but every day since last Tuesday I've had a drink. So I need to level out.
Yeah. It took me a while to recover from Wednesday.
Right,
I was not a well man the day after the quiz, unsurprisingly. That's what Rob McCloy and Waggy dragging you to the casino till 4 a.m. will do to you.
Really? Oh my god!
Physically dragged me after you'd done your little mank walk to go and get in your Uber. You did a little Liam Gallagher swagger into your Uber, and we all had a good laugh at it. And then I was playing. They physically dragged me in and made me drink. Yeah, not a well man Thursday. So I had Thursday and Friday off the booze, and then Saturday I had Boxing Day off as well, and then back on it today. So just through to New Year now.
Yeah. Well, was that the day that you didn't go on that podcast you were meant to go on? Was that the day after the quiz?
That was the day after the quiz. Yeah, completely forgot. I was just lying in my own shame for all of Thursday. I had an early night and then thought, oh, yeah. And then when you message asking if I'd been on, I saw the Twitter message saying, oh, here's the link for tonight, lads. And I'd completely forgotten that I was the one who'd asked for that link because I was the one who's going to go on. So I will never again moan when we can't get an opposition guest. It's probably because I've disillusioned them, like I do to every woman who falls in love with me.
You make that sound like that's a lot of women that have fallen in love with you.
All four of them would say that I disillusioned them. All four of them would say that. They've probably got a group chat. You're probably in it.
Love it. Right. Tonight. Oh, I'm telling you what, I'm in between. I'm in this little this sort of purgatory between Christmas and New Year. We're going to talk about Barrow and Notts County, whatever we can remember of them. Barrow was just yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Have we talked about Notts County? We've not, have we? Not on here.
No.
Oh, yeah, we've got that to do as well, haven't we? Yeah. My running order was wrong.
Bradford on Friday. We'll do a bit of getting reses, although I'll have to think about something for getting reses. I don't know if you.
I've got one.
All right, good. And then we will also talk a bit about our highlights of the year. What have our highlights been? Footballing wise, obviously.
Yeah, we made it clear, like in the green room before we came on air, that we didn't mean our podcast highlights of the year because they will be. Oh, segueing nicely into the admin, we're gonna to wrap up the year. We're gonna be releasing a bit of a clip. You know, when American sitcoms run out of budget and they have to do like a clip show, we're doing that. We've not run out of budget. Yeah, although we're not run out of budget. Although the accounts for Stockport Gin may disagree when when they get released. So yes, we did. We had our big fat quiz last week. A week ago tonight, actually, we were well and truly at it. Who won that, Russ?
You and Geordie Hatter won. Did, but it was a lot closer than I thought it'd be. We were even going on to the last question, weren't we?
I pretty much blacked out about halfway through.
And still won. Well, bravo.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what'll happen when I get to finally go on Pointless. I'm hoping that'll happen. I'll just enter some like Rain Man state and it'll come. Still didn't remember the number for County Club Call though, so I'm disappointed in that.
I would never have got that. That was one of the questions, by the way, to everybody. What was the number for County Club Call?
I mean, that's the level.
Yeah, somebody in the audience got it, didn't they?
Brookers, Mark Brockbank, he got it. Yeah,
he did. Yeah, Brookers got it.
But it was a really good. So thank you to Paul and Cheryl at Stockport Gin for allowing us back for the second year in a row, and hopefully they will do for the third as well. Thank you to Ben Walker for being a very what's the word? Very amiable quizmaster. He put up with our shit, but also took no shit. It was the perfect mix. So we'll be back next year for that. In terms of subscriber stuff, there is an episode of Dave Smith Never Existed with you next week, which is going to serve as a review of 2023 in a number of weird stats and stuff that you might not know. So that'll be with you in the first week of 2024, and then you'll have another one in the fourth week of 2024. So you're getting two. So that's happening. So subscribe to the Scarf Brigade War fan club on Patreon. For that, for just £3 a month, it gives you a lot of other good stuff as well. Because I said your catchphrase there last time this year, I'm going to be able to say it.
Plus, you get the Courtyard Club Call as well, don't you? So we're on to
episode. Of course.
I think we're on to episode 17. I want to say 17. I don't know why, because we've played 23 matches, but a few of them.
If you want to say 17, say it, mate.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to say 17.
Yeah.
So you're going to get those. Those will start again in the new year once we get back into the routine of back to work, basically, because we're just thrown out a bit. So those will return in. And there is. Is there something coming out this week as well?
Firstly, you've done 18 Courtyard Club calls. I can confirm. I've just gone onto Acast and had a look.
Oh right, okay.
18 have been done.
Yeah,
that's good. Yes, a little treat coming for you, either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Just the clip show, the best of. It's going to be the best of the year's podcasts via the clips that I collect for the episode titles and some clips that actually talk about the football, so we can chronicle the year in county in a bunch of weird blokes in separate rooms who aren't allowed in the same room together more than once a year. Talking about it. Got it. What more can you ask for? So that will be completely free of charge on the YouTube and on all good podcast players. That's something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Or not. I mean, it's match day, New Year's Day, isn't it? So that takes precedence. It's not like the old days where you get your game called off on Boxing Day or New Year's Day, like almost guaranteed. We've not had a cold snap, have we?
Not yet. No. Not a proper one yet. No. New Year's Day. I'm trying to think. Have we played much on New Year's Day in the past? I don't.
Yeah.
Have we on New Year's Day?
I mean, for a start, in non-league, we played every New Year's Day because you play the same team Boxing Day and New Year's Day. The best thing about non-league, I'd say.
Maybe that's just passed me by. I don't know why.
I think there's been the
We'll see.
occasional one where the games have been maybe on the second instead. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think by and large we've always played on the first. But as we say, time just goes out the window. We're in the nether zone. Like, no
We
one,
are.
no one quite knows what day it is. Especially now with the Premier League spreading out. I was very disappointed looking at the Boxing Day fixtures, where the Premier League is like spread out over 4 days. This week, this is
Yeah.
Premier League fixtures, which is very annoying. If I cared about the Premier League, that'd be a big issue for me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really, so it's fine. I got over it fairly quickly.
Mhm.
And
Not-
mainly County were playing, which is the main thing. So
Yeah. And I didn't go to Barrow. Did you go to Barrow?
no, I watched. We were having a little Boxing Day party food fest at my sister's house, and I was just the weird uncle, just sat in the corner watching County on his phone and
You watched it on
swearing.
your phone. How nice.
Yeah, when you're so high profile, when people are looking to you for your reaction on the big county events of the week, you've just got to watch it however you can. It's a good job I could get it on my phone because my nephew got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, so the next step was going to be trying to get it on there.
Get it on the telly.
But yes, let's get on to the football, shall we? Should we start with Notts?
Before we do, let's do that. Where is Waggy? Looking forward to Waggy's rants in Rezzers. He's not here today. He's having a much deserved day off the podcast. So
I
he's
bet
not
he's
with
still
us today.
ranting though. I
Oh,
bet
he'll
he's
be
still ranting
ranting.
about something
Yeah.
relevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
That almost makes it sound like it should be a feature of its own, Waggy's rants.
Yeah. I want to call it Waggy Tails or something. Waggy's Tail. I don't know.
I want to call it Waggy's. Yeah. The thing is, the only reason I don't call it Waggy's Tales is because I'll be so disappointed when we don't go with that name. It'll just feel like the biggest missed opportunity of all time. And I'm a man who's missed some opportunities in my life.
You look like a man who's missed a lot of opportunities.
Thank you.
I don't know what that looks like.
This.
And is there anything else in the comments? Thank you to everybody who's watching, by the way. Really appreciate it in between your Christmas and New Year. Right, the footy then. Notts County. Do you want me to do a little segue on this one? Do you want me to do a split?
Do it, yeah. Do the split, yeah.
Gleeson! It's a cracker! Stephen Gleeson! What a beauty!
Now,
Aren't they?
when we were off air, you did say to play a SARS one, but I think that was for the next bit, wasn't it? I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, that was when I'd completely forgotten that we were going to be talking about Notts County.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do that next. Anyway, yeah, Notts County. I had the pleasure the Notts County match of meeting Nigel Cron.
Oh, I've met. He's lovely, Nigel Cron.
Yeah, he is. What a guy! What a guy! Yeah.
I mean, I do like that I got to meet him first. That's I'll just add that to my list of little petty
little
one-ups that
wins.
I've got on you. You got to take them where you can get them, mate, when you meet.
You have.
Yeah, he's lovely Nigel Cron. Big fan of the show he is as well.
Yeah. I had a good
Chris
chat with him.
Sims.
So, yeah, good day. I had my friend from Oldham Athletic. He's not from Oldham Athletic. He's an Oldham Athletic supporter.
Yeah, I saw it. I wasn't invited to see him. I noticed this. I saw him on Twitter saying he was at the game. I've met him and stuff. I was like, I'd have loved to see him, but no.
Have you met him before, my mate Steve? Have you? Oh, he's been on.
Yeah,
he's been on this podcast.
He's been on this podcast multiple times. He's probably got a match ball. He's been on this podcast that many times, and also we were at the Northwest Football Awards with him.
No, we weren't.
Is that different, Steve?
There wasn't a Steve at the Northwest Football Awards.
What's
There was
the Oldham fan
It was
called?
Andy, Dave, and Dean. Oh, Andy, Dave, and Matt. Sorry, my mate's called Steve
Thanks a
Shipman.
lot.
But yeah, it's
but
fine.
I have met Steve Shipman. I can confirm, and he's lovely. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed your night with your friend. Yeah.
I did. It was lovely. And the football on show was pretty good as well. Well, let's talk about the football. Yeah, nice early goal, one off the training ground, wasn't it?
Very much so. Very much.
Think...
I mean, technically, I suppose all goals are off the training ground, aren't they? But
I suppose so.
That was more off the training ground. That was the type of thing you do extra work on in the training ground.
Yeah,
it paid off.
Did you think he'd done something wrong? Was it? I think Niall took the corner, didn't he? It was the two Kyles
Yes.
combined. Did you think he'd done something wrong? Because as soon as he hit it, I was thinking, what's going on here?
I'll admit I didn't see it because I was too busy in the railway and blowing into my hands and like jumping up and down on the spot to keep a bit warm and laughing at some really weird guy next to me. It's a weird place, the railway end, and it was. Yeah, I spent much of it. I think I did more people watching than I did football watching. Very
So
strange, very
go on,
strange. But then I
take
looked
us
up at the giant scoreboard behind me and watched the replay, so that was good.
right.
I did honestly think he'd made an absolute hash of the corner, Kyle Noyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he hadn't.
And I did see a Notts County Twitter account. I can't remember whose it was, saying after the game that one of their players had Carl Wootton in his pocket.
Yeah, well,
I'm
not
like,
very well.
no one, yeah, not very well if that's the case. I mean, he just completely lost his man. It was free in the box, and it wasn't even a free header. He had.
Yeah, he didn't even have to get a properly clean strike on it as well. He'd lost him that much that he could just get something on it to redirect it. Great shielding from Neil Byrne as well, which I only really noticed on about the third or fourth time of watching the highlights. But the work that Neil Byrne did to kind of shield the man from going with Carl Wootton was fantastic.
Yeah, and it's almost bordering on NFL type stuff, that, isn't it? You know, when you have blockers and things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The ref can't call it all, can he? So he can't see everything. So it's obviously quite cute in doing that, in blocking. I mean, it happens all the time, doesn't it? I think Theo Walcott was on Sky Sports saying one of his jobs when he was in the Arsenal team was to be a blocker. That's an actual thing. Yeah, defending corners, or attacking corners. I can't remember which one he said, but
I mean, I'd argue that any defender who is thinking Theo Walcott's the best man to mark at a corner should not be playing in the Premier League. If a defender's thinking, "Oh, he's going to get up and win this header."
Oh, well, it depends what type of corner it is, doesn't it? I suppose.
This is true. This is true.
M. Lelham 244. Notts won the Possession World Cup. So yeah, so after we took the lead, do you think? I wouldn't say that we parked the bus. That was another comment that I heard from an ex-county fan.
That's not parking the bus. That was not parking the bus. It was being pragmatic. Yeah. Which these last two games has shown. I mean, it's something we've mentioned on over the last 12 months or so. But these last two games have shown how much Dave Challoner has improved as a manager. Not just how much we've improved as a club or how much certain players have improved. But if you look back to the start of last season, we were 3-0 down at home to Barrow at half-time. And he was just sat in the dugout and waited until half-time to make changes.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward to yesterday, changing things after 35, 40 minutes. And then going in with a clear game plan it was very Gannon-esque, I thought, on Friday. I thought getting ahead early and managing the game.
Yeah.
And for all their possession, there was, I'm sure everyone's seen it by now, the article, the long read in The Eye last week, which I think me and you both agreed was the best one that's been done about us.
Yeah,
this season. But one of Wilson's quotes was that you've got the Man City approach of playing football, whereas we're looking more towards the Liverpool approach of being in your face, a bit more direct, like pressing high up the pitch. And I think we showed that. It showed that on Friday that Notts County are very much the Man City way of playing.
Yeah.
And they'll be successful, Notts County will. If they don't get out of this league this season, they'll do it next season. Good side, good manager and everything. But I would rather watch a team play the way we do, in much the same way as I'd rather watch Liverpool than Man City any day of the week. Like, that's just why it's all personal preference and stuff. But as good as Notts were, as well as they held onto the ball, and we let them because we knew that when they got close to the 18-yard box, we were organised enough to stop them from doing anything. I don't think Ben had a save to make until they scored a very good consolation in the last minute. Good goal, right? Fair play to them, but I'm struggling to think of any big chances they had other than that.
Yeah, I mean, you say it was a good goal. I thought he got quite lucky with it because he
There was a
sort of
couple of
bobbled through.
bounces as it went through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, good. I mean, tenacious won it if nothing else. But
Yeah.
no, you're right. Again, and we've used this before on this show. It felt like it was the holding a small person's head while they're trying to hit you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. We just kept them at
I
bay.
think
didn't we?
last time we said that, we described it as holding a midget's leg. So it's good to see we've gone woke. We've been infected with the woke mind virus.
Wouldn't say woke. It's just respectful, isn't it? It's just anybody can be small, can't they? It's not just limited to.
No, and they could be watching.
Yeah.
Well, they won't be able to see all the way up, but
so yeah, I kind of agree with Luke here as well. Notts the best team I've seen at EP this season. Tremendous 3 points from us. We kept our shape really well. Yeah, I think they are the best. We did a poll from the Twitter account, and I think Mansfield came
an
out
older shot as well.
Yeah, lots of people saying older shot, which I thought was fair enough. Yeah, I was surprised we didn't get the team that starts with W coming in our timeline on that saying where are we? Because we didn't get them in our timelines for other things. It's weird.
Yeah, it's very odd, that, isn't it? And now we've got a blue tick. I think there'll be more of that. It will be. Our thoughts will be far and wide. So,
yes.
What did you think to the backslapping from both managers? I don't like the backslapping from managers. I like managers respecting other managers, but the mutual backslapping, particularly from Williams saying with the best team played and all that. Yeah, probably true. But I kind of grew up on like Wenger and Ferguson like going in at each other. And then when you watch Arsenal against City now, and it's like Arteta and Guardiola like tugging each other off, boring. Like someone throw a pizza at somebody.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm a bit of both really. I quite like it when they like. I like it when they like each other, but there's not reasons for it. There's no needle there because with us in Notts County, you could say we've got common enemies, haven't we? So I quite like it that was the backslapping on that. I'd love it if there was a angry feud between like Nigel Clough and Charlie, or Charlie and Phil Parkinson. That'd be pretty good because that'd be good.
That'd be box office stuff, that one.
Yeah.
That'd look good on a documentary or something. You'd imagine.
Yeah, it would do, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I did notice. I don't know if you've watched the latest episode of County Unseen that was focused on the Notts game, but it showed Charlie at the side of the pitch before the game, and Luke Williams comes over to say hello, and you hear Charlie say, "Oh, come in after if you fancy," which I imagine is coming for a beer after the game. Like managers used to always bring Ferguson a bottle of wine to suck up to him. Weebs. I'm excited. What do you reckon? I think Luke Williams is a Peroni man, although he does look like he could be the Madri guy. So maybe
he does look like the Madri guy, doesn't he? Yeah.
All managers do now. That's the thing. That's the thing. You have to be bald with a goatee to be a manager. We touched on it with Notts County fan guest George last week, but yeah, not for me. Not for me. I'll give it 6 months. I'll be bald with a beard. So I'll change my tune then. But yeah, very much game recognizing game, I think is the phrase.
Yeah. Yeah. And for all of Notts County's huff and puff, we talk about stats on this show a lot, but there's only one stat that really matters, and it was 2-1 to County. I think it'll be a completely different game when we go to Meadow Lane at the end of January.
Oh, yeah.
Be going to that one, but that's going to be completely different. I probably think we're going to get beat there, to be honest.
Yes. I think that I would go as far as to say that'll probably be our next defeat. If we are going to lose that, I think that'll be our next defeat.
Yeah, definitely. But of course, it does depend on who we get in the transfer window, which we'll talk about in more depth next week. But there's going to be bodies in and bodies out in there.
Without a doubt, we should have a little sweep now. What date do you think our first signing will be announced?
Mm.
No prior knowledge or anything. Just
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go really early. I'm gonna say 29th of December.
Really? How
'Cause
how can that be?
you can announce them. You can do it and announce them ahead of the window. Like a few clubs have already announced signings and vice
right?
versa. So
So you're saying
yeah.
29th. Claire Jeffs is saying 3rd of Jan. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go morning of the 1st of Jan. There you go. Just to be slightly in the middle of you two.
Waking up bleary eyed.
Yeah. I'll be looking at you to the left and Claire to the right, like that. So yeah, anybody else get 30th? Oh, Ian Dowden, the 30th, 6 p.m. There you go.
It's been a while since we had a 6 p.m. announcement. They were the days, weren't they?
Mm.
Every day of the window, like looking at your watch, thinking, "Oh, 6 o'clock's announcement time."
So,
and of course, with the transfer window, we'll probably see the return of our man on the grass, Isaiah Kite, as well.
yeah, are we going to get an updated opinion from Isaiah Kite, or are we just going to use the last opinion that he had?
We've still got him. Still got him.
I know we have.
He still likes his curries, so we'll see.
Vince Clegg. Oh no, here we go. Got some more coming in. Jamie Willis, 31st at 5 p.m. Okay.
I don't want that. I don't want the 31st. I'm going to be getting ready to drink. I'm going to get ready to drink my woes away.
5 p.m. Isn't that usually when people start going around to people's houses around 5? What time do you want us around? Well, any time after 5, really.
Yeah, which means I show up at 3. I'm just here to help you set up and then sit there drinking.
And then obviously not the elephant in the room, but definitely the one for discussion next week will be Odin Bailey. We might even know by next week, might we?
Yeah, Neil Wood getting sacked, which is I'd go as to quote Brass Eye, is very much the one thing we didn't want to happen with regards to Odin Bailey, especially as it's now. So there's been speculation for a couple of weeks. It's the case on Football Manager, which is normally spot on with these things, and Sam Byrne confirmed today that they have an option to extend it by a year, to extend his contracts.
Right.
Which, even though he clearly doesn't want to be there, but they can put a higher value on a player with 18 months left on his contract than they can 6 months, particularly a player who's 23. So they have a lot more power in this whole scenario than we've been saying, than we've been led to believe. So it's going to be very interesting. And I assumed that these negotiations are well underway. The talk has been from the Salford side that bids have gone in and stuff. But obviously with them changing manager now, that throws it all up in the air.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we've got a list. If it's not going to be, we'd like it to be him because he already knows how we play. He's already integrated. But if not, I'm sure there'll be others that will be ready to go for.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be a whiteboard somewhere, won't we, with names on it?
Can't call them that these days. It's a bloody mind virus. It's an iPad.
Which is weird seeing Carlisle bottom of the league, isn't it? They went bottom over the weekend, didn't they? Thinking about the whiteboard with the names on it.
But they also have they have their investment now, don't they?
Yeah.
So they're going to have a very interesting January. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in for some of the same players as ourselves, Wrexham and Notts will be. So that's a very tricky one for players to. If they've got a choice of Carlisle or one of us, it's like, well, I can help Carlisle stay up, and then I'll be playing in that same league as them teams anyway. Because I certainly think us and Wrexham will definitely go up.
Yeah.
Notts, I'm not sure on yet. I think Mansfield probably will, to be fair. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting window. If we thought the August window was interesting enough, but now that we all know what we need, Now that we've seen like half of the season play out, we know what we need. We know not only do we know what we need on the pitch, we know kind of how many points we're going to need. So it's just that case of I think someone worked it out as about 1.6 points per game now.
Right.
Which, considering Jim Gannon's thing was always get 2 points a game, and you'll get promoted. So that just shows how good that run of form was. That we're not even looking at 2 points a game. It's 1.5 now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're on 50 points, aren't we? After 24. So if we accumulate, if we amass a similar kind of thing, you're looking at nearly 100 points, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's got to get you promotion, surely. I think the top 3 will probably be in the 90s, points wise.
Yeah,
looking that way.
And that's, I think that shows just how good, not just us, but the teams coming up from non-league in recent years. Because you've got ourselves, Notts, Wrexham, and Barrow as well. It just goes to show how good they've been just consistently. That's the level now.
Yeah,
that's the level now to get promoted. To have three teams on 90 points would be absolutely bonkers. But yeah, I agree. I think I still think we'll win it by 6 or 7 points. But yeah, it's bonkers the way it's going. And all credit to the Vanarama as well. That's where it all started for all these teams. That's where they started picking up these silly points totals, and it's just carried on. Well done, all of us.
Shall we move on to Barrow? Because already we're half an hour in, and we did say we didn't want this to last over an hour, didn't we? We're already half an hour in. Barrow. So, somebody said one of the worst first halves they've seen under Charlie. But I thought against Aldershot I thought that was the peak of Charlie's worst games or worst halves. But yesterday I just thought it was as bad as it was. I think it was just a bad half, wasn't it? And he made those changes dead early again. Going back to your point, he's learning and he's not afraid now to hook players when they're basically being shit.
Yeah, essentially, we just look. It's that it's that cliche thing, isn't it? Of when you're playing badly right at the end of the season, it's they're already on the beach. When you play badly at the start of the season, it's like they're still on the beach. So I suppose for Boxing Day, it's like they're still at Christmas dinner or something. Something like that. That's the type of cliche you drag out, don't you? And it was very much that. I mean, when they go a goal up after 40 seconds with, let's face it, a goal that was offside, then we just looked. It wasn't even a case of us being surprised, but it was just being surprised by that, and then just looking shell shocked. And fair play to Barrow, they took full advantage. They were brilliant. They got at us. They'd done their homework. They knew who to target. But they did that thing, didn't they? Of they've gone ahead too early.
Yeah, they've annoyed us, haven't they? They annoyed
us. Yeah. That's it. They've poked the beast.
Yes.
And then second goal, quite possibly offside as well. And that's when I kind of thought of this, but I had one eye on the game at this point because I was like, well, whatever happens. It's certainly not a case of this is us bottling it. More a case of this is just one of those days. So once again, Nick Powell absolutely fantastic as he has been ever since the Salford game. We've got to a point now with the injuries where if he's going to get a run of games in the team, this is going to be it now. This is what we've been waiting for. Bit of help from the goalkeeper, with his goal, but he was just fantastic. It was all over the pitch. There was points where the ball was getting intercepted in front of our defence, and it was Powell coming away with the ball. I thought Bailey was fantastic again. Kyle Wotton a bit quieter than we've come to, which I thought he was for large spells on Friday. But again, he does that thing of where when you don't see Kyle Wotton on the ball as much, he's still occupying at least one and usually two defenders.
Yeah, definitely. He does that really well, doesn't he? He does that really well.
Yeah.
When you said Powell's goal was helped by the goalkeeper, in what way? I've only seen it from the one angle, so I wasn't really.
Well, the keeper didn't have the best time with it. The keeper probably should have saved it, but you could
Right.
argue he was unsighted. It almost came through a crowd of players. It was on Powell's left foot as well, which
Yeah, yeah,
you're not going to be. I mean, he's good with both feet, but you're going to be expecting him to shoot with his right. So yeah. The keeper didn't have the best of times with that one, but they
yeah.
all count, as you say.
They do. And right before halftime, and the manager has to rip up his halftime team talk, doesn't he? From being 2-0
Yes,
up.
I too have spent Christmas playing the new Football Manager. Us.
What about this one? Tanto needs a rest.
I don't think. I think he needs to learn how to play with a target man again. So too often we're seeing him try and come deep to get the ball rather than making runs in behind.
And gambling.
That's what I think it is. Yeah, I think he spent the best form he's been in for us was when he had Louis Barry playing with him, and they kind of take it in turns to come deep. But coming deep and receiving the ball and holding defenders off is Kyle Wotton's thing. Like, there's no need for Tanto to be doing it. So there's been times in recent weeks where he's looked like he's got his boots on the wrong feet at times almost, particularly against Aldershot in the replay. But he'll come good again. I think nothing a bit of coaching can't sort out. I think once he starts doing that again, I've got the feeling Tanto might have a bit of a stormer against Bradford. They're in form. They're at home. They're going to attack. Might find that bit of space in behind for him, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope so. They came from 2-0 down, didn't they, to draw at home yesterday?
Yes. Both of us coming from 2 down against promotion rivals to draw. Yeah.
So it's not
4
going to be easy
unbeaten
on
Bradford now, I
Friday.
believe.
Is what?
4 unbeaten now, I believe. Bradford. 3 wins and a draw. Yeah, always. Even if they'd still had Mark Hughes and they were struggling in mid-table, you'd still look at Bradford away as a tough game.
Yeah.
So for them to have a manager who finally looks to be doing a decent job there, who's not signed any players yet, they've got the league's top scorer out on loan, who they'll probably be recalling. So we're playing him at a nice. If we were playing him a few days later, you'd think, ooh, but
that's a good point, that as well. And we've already beat a Graham Alexander team this season, haven't we? Away in MK Dons. So I think we'd have the measure of what they're going to do and how they're going to play. So hopefully that comes good on Friday.
Friday night as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Friday night kickoff. That a lot of people are expecting it's been very low on 3 p.m. kickoffs aside from yesterday. I know it's Christmas week. Probably a reflection of the changing modern world, Russ, where most people are working again. Not me, so
not me either. Yeah, I don't mind. It's a Friday night. No, I don't. Do you know what? I might be right in saying that I've never been to an away Friday night game before.
Oh, that's. See, I'd have to think. I think I have, but I'd have to consult my records.
Yeah, I can't think of one where it would have been away for. Get the spreadsheet out.
I need to send you
that. If anyone can confirm or let us know, then Northampton away, Claire Jeff says. You have to give us more than that. When was that? Was that this season? Was that last season?
No, last season it was at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. Fraser Horsfall scored.
Because the rugby. Yeah. Of course, because of the rugby, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Tranmere last season wasn't. Tranmere away wasn't a Friday. I don't think it was. It was
meant to be a
Tuesday.
Friday.
It was meant to be a Friday. Then it was rearranged because the Queen died. Selfish.
Yes.
And then got moved to the. Yeah, it was a Tuesday. Because that was the day I broke up with my girlfriend and moved out.
Oh.
I still remember watching the stream at my mate's house through a haze of rum and whiskey and self-loathing and wondering what the fuck I was going to do. Look, I just
So a
came on here
decent
and did a
point
podcast
against
with you the
Barrow
next day.
away.
That sorted it out.
There's a
But yeah,
decent point against Barrow away.
it's that is the point for me. I mean, for a lot of people, it would have been Wrexham at home where they thought, yeah, we're going to win this league. That was it for me yesterday. That was it. A comeback like that. We could have easily, if you look back to Wrexham away in the National League title winning season, and you look at how we just got hammered, and then that could have easily happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Could easily have happened, but we made the right changes. Second half, their keeper was taking time with goal kicks. They weren't hurrying up. They were not going full on time wasting, but there were elements of it creeping in, and there was just one side. Even the Barrow commentators on the stream were saying, "Here's hoping Barrow can just hold out now." And this was at something like 62 minutes.
Right.
And you're just like, right, well, this is it for them then, isn't it? Arguably should have won it, but I think after we equalised, we seemed to, rather than sticking to what we'd been doing to get us back into the game, we seemed to be just hoping for a moment of magic from someone, rather than being proactive about it. But we're still the better side. A word for the save by Ben Hinchliffe, though.
Oh yeah, magnificent.
Quite possibly his best ever for us. And that's a man who's made some bloody saves. But that was just
definitely
fantastic.
up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolute top class again.
Yes. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, agree with you on that. You know, I wouldn't say it was the game where I thought, yeah, we're going to win the league. But had we have come back, if we'd have come back and beat them, I probably would be like, yeah, we're on now. This is it. But I think there's been others where I've thought this. You know, Swindon away, I thought that was a good one. You know, because they just been leathered 7-4 at home by Aldershot.
I've forgotten about Swindon away. Yeah. Actually, that is the one. Yeah,
we put them to the sword, didn't we? So, I think just to finish off this bit, I did put a tweet out as well saying, here's the league table. Depending on what people do in January, blah blah blah. How do you think we're doing? We had a Wrexham fan come in and say, well, if Wrexham spend money, then it's probably Wrexham are going to win the league. And I'm like,
is Wrexham the only team who've got money?
Yeah.
Wrexham have got spending. Unbelievable.
They do my head in, mate. Honestly, they do my head in.
So he's looked at himself in the mirror. He's gone, get in there and make it about you.
And that's what I tweeted back. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, they tweeted the meme back. Yeah. Brilliant. And just one last thing on that. Simon Jordan made a good point, whether you like him or not. He said it'll be interesting when Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have to start spending their own money. What that will look like, because they're not spending their own money at the moment, and they're charging interest on everything they've lent to the club. So interesting times ahead. But yeah, I think it's going to be us. It's definitely going to be us, Mansfield, Wrexham. Notts County could fall away, could they?
I think Notts County will be playoffs. Whether they'll have enough, and it depends whether they keep hold of Luke Williams as well. Because he's just gonna, if he doesn't get the Swansea job, I think something's gonna come up that he's gonna fancy. He does seem like the type who'll want to see out the season at Notts at the very least, though, and see how they get on. But I'm gonna put Bradford forward.
Right.
My playoff tip now.
Yeah. There's some good ones in there. And the MK Dons as well, looking okay. Bit of a late charge.
Some good ones, and then MK Dons.
Yeah. Well, Dean Lewington, you know my feelings on Dean Lewington.
Record breaker now.
Yeah.
Is he not?
Yeah. I just, do you know what 700 and however many games? I wonder.
771, I believe.
771, and I don't know how many minutes that is, but I wonder how many minutes, if you added them all up, he's been a time wasting cock. I bet it's about 4 matches.
I'd say more. I'd say about 7.
Yeah. And then
at least 7.
And then 30 minutes of that was against us when they beat us back at Edgeley Park, when they beat us like 2-0, and the Irish lad for them scored past us. He was great, him though. I liked him. Okay. Should we move on to getting reses? Oh, hang on a minute. Have we missed something? Have I missed something? Oh, highlights of the
I
year.
d-
There you go.
Just
Highlights of the year.
given we're gonna release an episode of the highlights of the pod, but just thought I'd ask you for your footballing highlights and the lovely people in the comments.
Yeah.
The footballing highlights of the year.
Okay.
What sticks out for you, Russell?
Well, Nicholas, I think what sticks out for me has got to be the two that I remember are coming to my head now is Wrexham going 3-4-0 up against Wrexham. The celebrations, that especially that 3-0. That's when you know it's in the back of your mind they could come back, but really you've won the match, haven't you? And I was nervous about that game beforehand.
Yeah, I certainly was. That was not so much make or break, but I was kind of at the point that I was like, right, we could, and then to just do it so emphatically, and it's
Yeah.
not like it's one of them where they're sort of, when a team's like going through a state of flux, they've got like a managerial change and stuff, and it's easy to just turn up and batter. It wasn't even that.
No.
We were just better than them in every department on the day, and we absolutely blew them away. And it's the type of one that's not gonna come around that often. I think it's very different. I know people will point out the Sutton 8-0
Oh yeah.
when I say
Of
that,
course.
but that was very different because a very poor team who had a manager who a lot of the fans had sort of given up. I thought he'd taken him as far as he could, and we took full advantage. But Wrexham, that was the two. A lot of the pundits at the start of the season were saying ourselves and Wrexham would be far ahead of everyone else, and to just blow them away like that was phenomenal.
Yeah. Definitely up there. My second one is probably this is for a very personal reason though. It was Swindon away, and I'll say that one again. That's because my lad, when the third goal went in from Odin Bailey, that's his favourite ever moment now because there was complete limbs in the away end, and he got carried away by some people, like just through celebrating, and he was hugging people that he'd never met before, and he was like, "Wow,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
it.
brilliant!"
Yeah.
And we can all remember our first time, can't we?
Yeah, that's that's it, innit? That's the best thing in it. And I think all my favourite ever county moments have just involved turning round behind me to the people that all season long I'll say to my mates and gone, "Have you heard this wanker behind us? Have you heard this this absolute thicko behind us?" Just turning around going, "I love you. I take it all back." Yeah, absolutely.
And then I think my third and final one, someone's already mentioned it as well, bringing back the memories, beating Salford, I think, in the Tanto's goal, I think, in particular.
Yeah.
At home. Lovely header. Proving that he can score different types of goals, which I thought was pleasing as well. So yeah, beating them in and sticking it up Gary Neville and Roy Keane. And
that's the one that stands out. That's the one I was going to pick as well, the Salford game. Just because it was just one of those classic topsy-turvy games that had almost everything. And as you know, I'm a fan of the Jeopardy. So a game like us having to make subs to get control of the game with half an hour of normal time to go, getting that goal to take it to extra time, Salford scoring what on the face of it looks like a worldie that took a massive deflection, thinking all is lost, like sinking down in your seat, and then looking up to see us go straight up the other end, straight from the kickoff, go to the end. Jack Stretton scoring a header that looks like the header you'd see on a greetings card. You know, when you get a card for your birthday and it's got a footballer doing a header, it looks exactly like that, and just the madness, and then obviously the shootout as well, and then getting to run on the pitch and once again not know what to do when I do get on the pitch. Every video of me running on the pitch has me running in a completely different direction to everyone else. It's mad. You can see me on the Sky coverage of the South penalty, and you see me come running on, and I just go in a totally different direction to the flow of movement. Don't know what to do. Panic. And to be fair, we've had a few players who've been like that in the past.
You're like that one cloud in a hurricane that's just going completely opposite way to everything else.
Yeah, that's me, mate. That's my life. Yeah, I'm going to put that on my Tinder bio. I think. Good that.
That one cloud.
Yeah.
Good one here though as well from Matt6289. Got some really interesting handles as well. These people. Bit of a different one is the pitch quality for the entire year has been incredible. It has absolutely has. I think we've
Noticed
blessed
this.
Liam.
Oh, we absolutely like Cashy's doing it. Cashy and the team are doing their best work ever. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing the Dave Smith Never Existed pod. Obviously, I get to trawl through lots of clips from basically from the 90s onwards to find material and find stuff to talk about, and just the difference is different. If you look back to even winning the National League North title, looking at I mean, that was probably the best it had looked for a long time, and just even the difference from then to now is just absolutely staggering. So after Cottrell scored that goal against Sutton the other week, it made me think of the Proudlock goal against Wickham. You know, on the absolute pudding of a pitch, and I went back and watched that and just thought, "Oh my word, just wow." Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really, really, it does genuinely bring a lump to my throat. I think when I walk, it's one of them as well. When you bring non-county fans to games now, you feel a lot better about being like, look, this is our cathedral. This is it. And if they watch Premier League games every week and then they see that, they're just like, oh, this is actual football. Yeah.
Yeah. Just segueing back to my mate coming from the Notts match, he's not been county for a few years, and he was just like looking around, going, "What is going on here?" Because everything was shipshape, wasn't it? Everything's been done up. He was loving the courtyard. Got in the ground. He's like, "But yeah, you got a big scoreboard, haven't you?" It's like, "Yeah, we're proud of that scoreboard. Look, that's how." And you know, they did the pre-match stuff on it. It was just brilliant. Everything's looking really, really good, isn't it? Loving it.
Yeah. Long may it continue. Hopefully, we're saying these complimentary things about a League One club in about 6 months' time.
Let us hope.
And I would bet my bottom dollar we will be.
I'm hoping so, mate. I'm hoping so. Okay. Any more highlights of the year?
No, I did enjoy Sutton for a different reason, just because never seen us score 8. I've seen, and having gone to, I was at Grimsby for the infamous 7-0 defeat. I was one of the 73 or however many went to that, and I can confidently, I've thought about it for a few weeks, but I can confidently say that the Sutton game was better than that. I slept on it, but I think it was, and just So Sutton was great. Wrexham, although I didn't get to go to that because I wasn't well, so I had to miss that. Enjoyed Salford. I also really enjoyed the day out at Wembley. Like I basically had like 3 or 4 different friend groups there, like all together. Like some of whom I only know through county, some of whom I've known like since. No, in fact, no, all of them. All of them I know through county. Literally, all my best mates I've met through county. And just like 4 groups just all together at Wealdstone. Wish we'd fucking stayed at Wealdstone, to be honest. If you know, and the game was gonna turn out. But then getting to Wembley and like going in on the concourse and seeing people that I'd not seen for years, like people went to school with and stuff, and just really cool. That I think that was the moment, despite it coming at the end of the first season back in the league. That was the first point that season where I was like, yeah, we are back. This is it. We're properly back now. They've been the ones who, but Salford is the high point for me. Just that thing of, because I was in yellow block of the pop side as well, so I was right next to the away fans, and just that whole thing of like when we went up the other end and scored to take it to penalties, I was just on the barrier, mate. Just giving it out to some kid in a Man United full kit. He was the one that I focused on. But none of your friends have any respect for you.
Good stuff. Right, let's do getting reses then.
Reses.
Go on,
Get in the reses. Get in the reses.
I'm not having that.
Get in the reses.
Oh, getting reses.
I do like that. It's growing on me, that. I like it.
It's going to me as well. Yeah, like a fungus. Yeah.
I'm struggling for
big-
getting reses
big
this
fan.
week, but what? Go on. You said you had one, so you go first. And please
Okay,
do comment in as well with your own getting the reses, and we'll read some out.
So I'm once again, Ross. I'm going to need a bit of audience participation from yourself
Okay.
for this one.
Okay.
So obviously, Pete Wild, apart from being Barrow manager and being famous for having a baby's head on the body of an adult male, he
Yeah.
is also famous for doing something after games. What is the thing that he does when he wins?
He fist pumps the 50 people that are still in the ground, doesn't he?
Correct, Russell. He fist pumps. He does not fist bump. The amount of times
No.
yesterday I
Oh,
saw
right.
people saying, "Oh, I don't see Wild fist bumping." It's like, well, you never see him fist bumping because that'd be him going around going, "Yeah, safe," which he does not
Right.
do.
I've not. Do you know what? I've not. This has passed me by. I've not seen this, but you are absolutely right. Yeah, he's not a fist bump.
You'll be seeing it now, mate.
Going like
You'll be
that, isn't
seeing
it?
it now. Yeah, that's going. Yeah,
To
bro.
everybody.
Yeah, blood clot. Or whatever it is the youths say nowadays. Yeah, exactly that. That's exactly it.
Right. So it's not the actual fist.
I don't care. Do what you want. I mean,
Yeah.
half of the people who whinge about it would be all over it if Dave Challoner was still doing it, because lest we forget, he did it. Dave Challoner, that was Dave Challoner saying an article. I suppose, with these smaller clubs, you need to do something to get the oiks worked up, don't you?
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with it, mate. It don't bother me. It shows a bit of. I'd rather. I'm more a fan of Wild doing that than doing whatever he was doing on the touchline yesterday when he was getting very wound up and got a yellow card.
Yeah. What was that, by the way? Was he?
He got
just- it was-
they had a goal. Yeah, they had a goal disallowed. He threw a water bottle down, and actually, weirdly enough, did like an angry fist pump. He actually
Right.
went full on like just really angry. Yeah, and got a yellow card for his trouble.
Yeah. Ian Dowden says Barrow's own Twitter calls it fist bumps. That's.
Oh, don't tell me. I've replied to him and told him. I've told him.
Oh, have you?
Don't worry. I replied to him and said they're not fist bumps, lads. They're not. But I suppose they've only got like 3 hours of internet a week in Barrow, haven't they? So it might be a while before they
Still got a
don't
token.
come back and tell
Right,
me. Yeah. Yeah, I did enjoy also as another Rezzers submission. There was a Barrow fan on Twitter last night complaining about the low turnout from county fans.
Yes.
In fact, it was Claire Jeffs, fan of the show, who was chatting to him and basically said, "Well, at the end of the day, it's Christmas. People have got families. We've got other away games to pay for. Like, people have made a choice, and we've been to Barrow loads of times already." To which his reply was, "Oh, you still found money for Wembley, though." So, yes, that Christmas Eve trip to Wembley. Yeah, dickhead. Some people.
Yeah. JK agrees with that one. Yeah.
They're saying, "Oh, it's only up the motorway." It's like, well, you're assuming that everyone's driving. Like, a lot of people don't because they want to have a few drinks. They want to get the train, which you can't do on Boxing Day. I like getting the train to Barrow because you get to go through some beautiful places on the way there. So some of my favourite places in the country are on that train route to Barrow. And
Grange
then
over Sands. Do you go through Grange over
Grange o-
Sands?
one of my exes was from Grange over Sands. I
Oh,
used to
nice.
spend many a merry weekend there. But yeah, Grange over Sands, Ulverston, places like that. I love that. I like a bit of Lancaster as well, where you get to change. You get to change at Lancaster Station. You can see Lancaster's ground from there.
Nice.
But yeah, and then you get to Barrow, and you're just like, oh, standards really fallen down here, hasn't it? Oh,
In Rezzes, I'm gonna John Lindley's piqued my interest with this one. He's getting Rezzes, the ubiquitous house/disco music played in the courtyard. I've not actually heard that, but what I'm going to throw in the Rezzes, and we'll talk about John's in a second. I'm going to throw in the Rezzes that, and I'm going to sound really old now, but whatever they have in the courtyard is too loud. I can't hear me. I can't talk to anybody. It's just too loud.
yeah, absolutely. And I won't mind if it was too loud. If it's too loud and it's something I liked. But it is just this weird house disco mashup thing. They should let some fans who know about music do a playlist or something, shouldn't they? What?
Like they used to.
Yeah, she should genuinely just let us do a curated playlist for every game. Pretty much my dream. That
can be done. Get in touch with us.
That and full sex with a woman are the two things I want to achieve in 2024. New resolutions done.
Full sex, as opposed to half sex.
Yeah. You know when you get halfway in and start crying.
Yeah.
And apologising.
I thought on the Notts game though, I thought the band were very good in the courtyard. Doing.
I wasn't in there for the Notts guy. I didn't see it. A bit. I'm assuming they didn't sound like Jamie Webster, like everyone who plays in any fan zone at any football ground around the world does. It's just like regional. I think there's some factory churning out like regional Jamie Webster clones because everyone. There's some Man United fan zone that they have, and I've seen it on Twitter, and it's just like doing Jamie Webster type stuff. Jerry Cinnamon started this. He rocked up like someone had kicked Ed Sheeran through the Fred Perry shop, and just started doing this whole thing, and now that seems to be the I don't know. And yes, Ian Dowden makes a very good point. The entrance music, whatever it is they're doing before the players come out, can get right in the rezzes.
I must be going deaf, me. Honestly, must be like I'm not tuning into it. Why? What's played when the players are coming out? I've not heard anything.
It's just some utterly gash classical stuff. It's really like I just don't know what the thinking is behind it. Something it's one of those famous classical tunes, but I couldn't name it. It's probably been in a film or something because that's the only classical music I know. When my dad's got Classic FM on, I'll be like, "Oh, this is on a film." They're all the ones I know. Yeah, but
Okay.
I've said it before. If you're going to play anything before a match, go for either Wake Up or Ready to Start by Arcade Fire or go for Ceremony by New Order. But other than that, just let the crowd make a bit of noise. Get the fans singing. Or get Daz Sampson to do a new track for the occasion with just maybe with a couple of semi-popular podcasters.
I don't want to be doing any of that shit. You can do that.
I'd be good on that.
Yeah, I can't say I've heard it, to be honest. I mean, I tell you what I do like though that can come out of the rezzes if someone's put it in is the traditional music they play at Newcastle, Everton, West Ham. I like them because they've been going for years, haven't they?
You know what? I found myself the other day singing just apropos of nothing. That Everton, love that song. Big fan of that. Really good. And yes, the same as the one they play. Is it called Local Hero or something? The one they play at Newcastle. Yeah, I love all that, mate. I love it. And obviously, You'll Never Walk Alone. Like nothing's ever going to top that.
Yeah.
Ever. But yeah. All these. It's a shame. Maybe someone should knock up like a good version of the Scarf, and that would be the closest we'd have to that.
Yeah. Tim Ordus, hope we've got your name right there, mate. Play the Blue Danube. Great county songs to that tune. Go on, educate us.
have a listen to it when you finish here, and straight away you'll be like, "Oh yeah, yeah." It's one of them. So it might have been Tim actually. It may well have been Tim who mentioned it to me. But I went and looked it up after. I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." I'll leave it as a surprise for you. Leave it as a little Easter egg.
I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna look at that.
I'll leave it as an Easter egg, seeing as they're in the shops already.
Yeah, I did see
You
that.
can get new reses as well.
Right. Should we call it a day? So I'm absolutely knackered from all the beer that I've been drinking. I'm just gonna have a sober night's sleep.
Yeah, well, I've got to get back to Football Manager. The third tier of Italian football is not going to win itself, is it, Russell?
It is not. It is not. Serie C. What? Which? Oh, no, not you, Siri. You can go back to sleep. Sorry.
It's what happens when you get continental.
Which region are you in? Because it starts getting regional, does it, at the third tier?
So yes, so I started unemployed at the start with no coaching badges, loaded up all the British leagues as well as yeah, exactly, yeah. Me, same age I am. So I got to December and I've got the job with Trento, who are in, I don't know. So I think it's Series C. No, Series C Group A, because they're northern Italy. It's like northernmost Italy near the borders and stuff. Very, very picturesque from my look on Google Maps.
Nice.
I like to do that. I like to put myself in the culture. Yeah. I've gone for a croissant. I had a croissant in my coffee and all that. Yeah.
Love it.
Well into it. Yeah, it's good. Good.
Good stuff. Right. Well, I'll let you go back to that. I'm going to go watch the rest of the football and have a brew. Thanks to everybody for watching. Please do like, subscribe, share, rate, and review on whatever podcast player you're listening to us on. That'd be really, really good. I'm going to Bradford away on Friday. Are you, Nick? You coming to Bradford?
I'm out for a meal, which I'll be getting back from at about, well, before 7:45. I'll be making sure of it. So
yeah.
If I have to rush my dessert, I'll rush my dessert.
You were taking one for the team there. I like it. Then we've got Mansfield. We'll be back next week, which is going to be 2024 on the 3rd of January.
That'll be Series 10.
Be Series 10. That's amazing. We're into our 10th year of doing this. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
We should get some sort of award or something, shouldn't we? Really?
Well, you hope so, wouldn't you?
You'd bloody hope so. 10 years.
To pay the right people.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Cheers, everyone, and we will see you next time.
This episode of the Scarf Bagara War was written, recorded, and produced by Russ Johnson and Nick Lee. The music on the opening titles was produced by Dan Johnson. Subscribe wherever you get your content, as well as finding out how to join the TSBW fan club. Check out the links in the description or go to allthews scarfbagarawar.co.uk.